regular story time. Because it's finally winter, we are going to talk about a really cute animal that you see in the wintertime. Mostly you're going to see it if you go to the North Pole or to the South Pole. Can you guess what it is? Here are some hints. It's black and white, it's a bird, and it likes to waddle around like this. Do you know what it is? It's a penguin! Yes, today we get to have a penguin themed story time, and guess what? I even have a little baby penguin to join us as well for story time. So these animals are super cute. But I have a question for you before we start story time. What letter does the word penguin start with? Let's think about this for a second. The word penguin, the first letter, the first sound we hear is a p sound. So what letter makes a p sound? Could it be the letter P? Yeah, you're correct. Yes, the word penguin starts with the letter P. All right, let's go on and do our hello song.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
Can you clap your hands? Hello, hello. Can you clap your hands? Can you stretch up high? Can you touch your toes? Can you turn around? Can you say hello?
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
Can you stamp your feet? Hello, hello. Can you stamp your feet? Can you stretch up high? Can you touch your toes? Can you turn around? Can you say hello?
Hello.
Hello, hello. Can you clap your hands? Hello, hello. Can you stamp your feet?
Good job. Okay, so like we always do in story time, we're going to learn how to say the word penguin in both American Sign Language and in Spanish. The American Sign Language sign for penguin is actually really easy and it's really fun because we are going to put our hands to the side like this, and we're going to put our hands up and down, back and forth like this, as if our hands are the feet and we're waddling back and forth like a penguin, okay? So this is how you say penguin. Isn't that fun? All right, for the word penguin in Spanish, it's also pretty easy. The word penguin is pingüino. Can you say that with me? Say pingüino. Good job. Now, like I said, penguins like to waddle back and forth. So before we get to our first story, we're going to do a fun little rhyme. I need you to stand on up with me, and I need you to put your hands to the side like this, and I need you to waddle back and forth, waddle like this in place. Good job. Now do what I do in this rhyme, okay? Have you ever seen a penguin? Have you ever seen a penguin waddle this way, or waddle that way, or waddle this way and that way? Have you ever seen a penguin waddle this way and that way and this way again and that way again? Have you ever seen a penguin? Have you ever seen a penguin? Good job. Now let's go on to our first story. So for our first story, we're going to learn a little bit about penguins by reading Penguins Everywhere by Bob Barner. They are fascinating creatures, and I think you will agree. Some penguins live in icy places. Some live in the heat. Their colors help them hide when they fish for fishy treats. There they are. They get to hide from the big whales. Cold penguins huddle close with penguin heat to share. Daddies warm fragile eggs with tender special care. Hot penguins fluff their feathers to cool off from the sun. Their chicks call out from shady caves to ask for food and fun. Noisy penguins waddle and toboggan to the sea. Look, there they are, sliding on their stomachs to get into the ocean. Each one honks to find its mate wherever it may be. Penguins watch for sneaky seals as they swim and splash and play. Sleepy little penguins end another perfect day. Huddle close again. How cute. And here are some fun facts about penguins. Let's see, what do penguins eat? Penguins eat krill and squid and fish. What do penguins say? Penguins say honk honk, hee haw, like a donkey, and yak yak. Why do penguins look the way they do? Well, in the water, black feathers blend in with the ocean bottom. This makes it hard for hungry penguin eaters to see the penguins from above. Then the white feathers blend in with the light-colored sky, so hungry penguin eaters can't spot penguins from below. Isn't that very smart? That is why penguins are always wearing tuxedos, black and white. And who eats penguins? Let's see. Lizards eat penguins. Oh my. Sharks and octopus, seals, snakes, and orcas, and even gulls. Oh my. But there are lots of different kinds of penguins all throughout the world. There's the emperor penguin who lives in Antarctica, the chinstrap penguin who lives in the South Sandwich Islands. You have the king penguins who live in South Georgia Island, the Humboldts who live in Peru, the macaronis who live in the Falkland Islands. You have the Fiordlands who live in New Zealand, the Eritt-crested who live on the islands off the coast of New Zealand, the black-footed penguins who are also called African penguins. They live in Africa, of course. The Galapagos who live on the Galapagos Islands, the Snares Island who live on Snares Island, the royal penguins who live on Macquarie Island. You have Gentoo who lives in the Falkland Islands, Magellanic who live in Argentina, Yellow-eyed who live in New Zealand, Rockhopper, that's a really awesome name, who live in South America, Adelie who live in Antarctica, and Little Blue, who are also called fairy penguins, and they live in New Zealand. So there are penguins all over the world, not just in North and South, not just North and South Pole. That's really interesting. And remember, if you're interested in penguins, make sure you check out a book at your local library. Wow, isn't this book fascinating? Who knew penguins could be such interesting creatures? Let's see, we learned that they honk when they want to make noise, that their daddies actually help warm the eggs before penguins hatch, that the reason penguins are always seen in big, huge groups and huddles is because they're keeping warm when it's super cold in the North Pole and the South Pole. We even learned that there's different kinds of penguins that live even in hot places and in cold places. How cool is that? And if you want to learn more about penguins, you can always go to the library closest to your location and check a book out, okay? But for now, let's see if you can count the penguins just as well as you can learn about them. All right? How many penguins are on this board? Can you count with me? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 little penguins riding on a sled. One fell off and bumped his head. So Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more penguins riding on a sled." So now how many penguins do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 little penguins riding on a sled. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more penguins riding on a sled." So now how many penguins do we have? We have 1, 2, 3. 3 little penguins riding on a sled. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more penguins riding on a sled." Oh man, so now we're only down to 1, 2. 2 little penguins riding on a sled. One fell off and bumped his head. So Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more penguins riding on a sled." So now we just have 1 little penguin still riding on the sled. He falls off and bumps his head. So Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more penguins riding on a sled." So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 little penguins, all sick and in bed. So Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "Let these penguins ride on their sled." The end. For our next story, we are going to read Lost and Found by Oliver Jeffers. This is a really sweet story about a little boy who has a special friendship with the penguin. Let's see what happens. Once there was a boy who found a penguin at his door. Has a penguin ever showed up to your door? Has a penguin ever showed up to your door before? Oops, wait a second. I think I missed a page. The boy didn't know where it had come from, but it began to follow him everywhere. The penguin looked sad, and the boy thought it must be lost. Aw, poor penguin. So the boy decided to help the penguin find its way home. He checked in with the Lost and Found office, but no one was missing a penguin. He asked some birds if they knew where the penguin came from, but they ignored him. Some birds are like that. The boy asked his duck, but the duck floated away. He didn't know either. That night, the boy couldn't sleep for disappointment. He wanted to help the penguin, but he wasn't sure how. Aww. So sad. The next morning, he discovered that penguins come from the South Pole. But how could he get there? He ran down to the harbor and asked for a big ship to take him to the South Pole. But his voice was much too small to be heard over the ship's horn. Wow, look at that huge ship! Together, the boy decided he and the penguin would row to the South Pole. So the boy took his rowboat out and tested it for size and strength. He told stories to the penguin to help pass the time. And they packed everything they would need and pushed the rowboat out to the sea. Off they go. They rode south for many days and many nights. There were lots of times for stories, and the penguin listened to every one, so the boy would always tell another. Oh, there they are, alone in the ocean. They floated through good weather and bad, and when the waves were as big as mountains. Wow, look how big that wave is. Whoa. And so finally they came to the South Pole. The boy was delighted, but the penguin said nothing. Suddenly, it looked sad again as the boy helped it out of the boat. Welcome to the South Pole. He's home. Then the boy said goodbye and floated away. When he looked back, the penguin was still there, but it looked sadder than ever. Aww, poor little penguin. It felt strange for the boy to be on his own. There was no point in telling stories now, because there was no one to listen, except the wind and the waves. Instead, he just thought. And the more he thought, the more he realized he had made a big mistake. The penguin hadn't been lost. It had just been lonely. Quickly, he turned the boat around and rowed to the South Pole as fast as he could go. See, the boy's going that way. Oh, and here comes the penguin going this way, searching for the boy. At last, he reached the pole again, but where was Penguin? The boy searched and searched, but he was nowhere to be found. Oh no! Will they ever find each other again? Sadly, the boy set off for home. But then the boy saw something in the water ahead of him. Closer and closer he got until he could see. What do you think it is? Is it an octopus or a squid or an orca? Oh no, it's the penguin. Oh, they're reunited. How sweet. And so the boy and his friend went home together, talking of wonderful things all the way. The end. Okay, to end today's story time, I thought it'd be fun if we had a dance break. So I want you to stand on up and sing along to this song with me, okay?
1, 2, 3. Come on, wiggle worms, let's get ready to clap our hands. Clap your hands, clap your hands. Everybody clap your hands. Clap your hands, clap your hands, clap your hands, clap your hands. Everybody clap your hands. Now we're gonna stomp our feet. Stomp your feet, stomp your feet. Everybody stomp your feet. Stomp your feet, stomp your feet, stomp your feet, stomp your feet. Everybody stomp your feet. Let's say hi to all our friends. Wave hello, wave hello. Everybody wave hello. Wave hello, wave hello, wave hello, wave hello. Everybody wave hello. Hi everybody. Well, I know you don't like it, but now it's time for us to brush our teeth. Brush your teeth, brush your teeth. Everybody brush your teeth. Brush your teeth, brush your teeth, brush your teeth, brush your teeth. Everybody brush your teeth. Touch your nose, touch your nose. Everybody touch your nose. Touch your nose, touch your nose, touch your sweet little nose. Everybody touch your nose. All right, it's time to clap those hands. Clap your hands, clap your hands. Everybody clap your hands. Clap your hands, clap your hands, clap your hands, clap your hands. Everybody clap your hands. Everybody clap your hands.
far, we've talked and learned all about penguins, but we all know that there are all kinds of animals out there. So how about for this next rhyme, we not only talk about penguins, but we talk about the other animals too, okay? So, if I were a bird, if I were a bird, I'd flap my wings all day, flap, flap, flap. If I were a bird, I'd flap my wings all day, flap, flap, flap. Flap my wings if I were a bird. If I were an elephant, whoa, I'd swing my trunk all day, swing my trunk all day. If I were an elephant, I'd swing my trunk all day, swing my trunk if I were an elephant. If I were a kangaroo, I'd hop and hop all day, hop and hop all day. If I were a kangaroo, I'd hop and hop all day, hop and hop if I were a kangaroo. If I were a snake, I'd slither in the grass all day, slither in the grass all day. If I were a snake, I'd slither in the grass all day, slither in the grass if I were a snake. If I were a bear, I'd growl and eat honey all day, grrr. If I were a bear, I'd growl and eat honey all day, grrr. Growl and eat honey, grrr. If I were a bear. If I were a penguin, that's not a penguin. My bad, guys. That's a penguin. Okay. If I were a penguin, I'd waddle back and forth all day. Waddle back and forth all day. If I were a penguin, I'd waddle back and forth all day. Waddle back and forth all day. Waddle back and forth if I were a penguin. Good job. Now let's go on to our last story. For our last story, we're going to read a funny story about a penguin who might be afraid of swimming, which is kind of odd because penguins love to swim, right? Well, Sergio, who's about to make a splash, is not quite sure about how this whole swimming thing will work out. And this is by Adele Rodriguez. Let's find out what happens. This is Sergio. He has a beak, wings, and a tail, but unlike most birds, he can't fly. Let's see. He weighs about 1 pound. He has a curious smile, perky wings, and his height is about 1 foot, and his tail is shaky. Sergio is from Argentina, down by the South Pole, where it isn't really cold. Oh, where it is really cold. I'm sorry. I misread that. Sergio likes many things, but there were 3 things he loves the most, and that is soccer, fishies, and water. Especially water. When he's around water, Sergio can be relaxed, happy, funny, playful, and silly, all of which make him thirsty for more water, of course. But sometimes he can be scared of water, especially the very deep kind, because Sergio can't swim. Oh no, he's a penguin who can't swim. This could be a problem. On his first day of school, Sergio and his classmates go on a field trip. The bus stops and everyone hops out. There is water as far as the eye can see. That is a lot of water. Miss Waddle tells the class that they are going to learn how to swim. Sergio's friends are so excited, but Sergio is not so sure. What's wrong? The swallow asks. I'm scared, says Sergio. Look, he's wearing flippers and a floaty and a snorkel thing. Oh my. But Sergio, you love rain and puddles and ice, and you love water to drink with ice, of course, and you love a cold bath. The ocean is just like all of those, just a teeny weeny bit bigger. And you know those little fishies you love so much? Where do you think they come from? Aw, poor little Sergio. He's a little scared. It's scary, but it's just water. It's dark. No, it's clear. I can't swim, but you've got floaties and a snorkel and a life preserver. One by one, all of Sergio's friends began jumping into the vast ocean below. There they go. Jump in, Sergio. This is fun. Look at all the fishies. Do you think Sergio will do it? Let's see. Sergio takes a deep breath. He's going to do it. Maybe it will be like taking a bath after all. He hops to the edge, closes his eyes. Oh man, is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? And jumps, but his aim is a little bit off. And he goes, oops, yikes, ouch, and then he tumbles into the water. His friends are all cheering for him, yay! Sergio plops into the water with a big splash and disappears into the darkness. Oh no, where did Sergio go? Sergio's friends and Miss Waddle watch and wait. Do you see Sergio anywhere? I don't. Uh-oh, where did Sergio go? Suddenly, there was another big splash and Sergio pops out of the water. There he is. And he looks like he's having a blast. On the way back to school, Sergio is tired but happy. That was better than the rain, puddles, and cold bath all put together, says Sergio. He can't wait to come back. His teacher asks, did you have fun? Yes! Great. Next time, we'll swim without the floaties. Without the floaties? Oh man. Uh-oh. Sergio will have to think about that. The end. Thank you so much for joining me in today's story time. I hope you had as much fun as I did. Today, we got to talk about penguins and how cute they are, about how they waddle all over the place and how they like to swim in the ocean, and even kind of what noise they make. And we got to help count penguins as they're sledding, and we got to learn that the word penguin starts with the letter P, and we even sang a couple of songs. Wow. I think we had an awesome story time. But now, it's time for us to go. So let's go ahead and let's do our goodbye rhyme, okay? I think it's time we've got to go. So wave your elbows and wave your toes. Wave your knees and wave your lips. Blow me a kiss from your fingertips. Wave your ears and wave your hair. Wave your hips and wave your derriere. Wave your fingers way up high and wave a hand to say goodbye. Bye! I'll see you guys soon.